Boy George and Kim Wilde, thanks for making it with us this morning.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us. If we look at the last 10 years, let's kick off with you, Kim. What progress, what journey was it for you? How would you describe that journey?
Well, I started in '81 with Kids in America, which launched me right in the middle of whatever was going on at the time. And then pretty soon I was having another hit and another hit, and then one day I walked into Top of the Pops and I saw George. But actually he was in the audience at the time, which was very strange.
Right.
He was like standing around sort of looking really different, and I couldn't take my eyes off him. And he wasn't a pop star then. Oh, yeah.
In my head.
And it was really weird,
I remember Shakin' Stevens was on. I actually, this guy that I used to work for, called Peter Small, his wife got us tickets for Top of the Pops, and we went down there. And,
with all your band, weren't you?
Yeah, and I remember they were saying to me, they always used to say to me, "You'll be on here one day," and I was thinking, yeah, it'd be quite nice.
He was the most different looking person I've ever seen in my life.
And he stayed different. But that's the same hat you were telling me.
This is the hat, yeah.
The hat featured on the early
bought for me by our drummer John as a present one Christmas.
How would you describe the roller coaster? I mean, let's start at the end. Are you happier people now than you were 10 years ago, do you think?
Wiser, I think.
Wiser, but what about happier?
Yeah, I'm much happier because I've learned a lot in the last 10 years, a lot of really valuable information. So I mean, I'm at a point now where I think I can really utilise that information and work with it.
We all know you went through a trough, and we certainly won't dwell on that. But was there a time when you felt you weren't going to come out of that?
No, I always knew that I would. Yeah, I mean, I think people like me are really privileged because I had something to kind of go back to. I had a career. There are a lot of people out there who haven't really got that opportunity. I'm very lucky, and I know that. Right. So I mean, that is definitely a privilege that I have. That I had something to kind of look forward to and live for, if you like. A lot of people don't have that.
What about you, Kim? George is saying he's wiser and happier, and he's come through things and survived and triumphed in the end. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty up and down, and mostly up, actually. And also, I mean, I work with a great team of people. I mean, it's quite family-orientated, and they give a sort of meaning to my success. Success in itself is a pretty shallow thing, unless you have someone to share it with.
That's a key point. I mean, let's ask both of you, if you saw a young Kim Wilde coming along, and you could say to her, if I want to give her one bit of advice, if she's a success, what would it be?
I think to share it with people who you can trust, who you love, because as I said, on its own, in itself, it's actually pretty meaningless. So if you have people to share it with, then you're on a
It meant a lot at the time, but now you think it's meaningless. You've seen it for what it is.
No, it's just that I can see that it means more to me because I've been able to share it with some really special people, and I think without it, without those people, I don't think I would have had the courage or the determination to carry on. Really, it wouldn't have meant enough to carry on.
Right.
I think have a sense of humour, have the ability to. I think it's not just for pop stars, but just for human beings in general, to have that ability to look at yourself and laugh sometimes, look in the mirror and just laugh.
Definitely.
There were times, when I used to sort of, like at the height of my success, I just used to look in the mirror at myself and laugh because it was like what I was getting away with. It was like, and also just as Kim was saying, there's kind of elements of it that are so ridiculous. I mean, we are just normal people, with I can sing, but I'm just a normal person.
Well, from the strange-looking chap spotted in the crowd at Top of the Pops, who Kim spotted, you did pretty well. We're going to chat to you later. For the moment, thanks both.
Okay. Right now, though, for some mysterious reason, Australian stars seem to be at their happiest when you first burst on the scene, was that people were always, you were on a lot of chat shows, and people seemed to be quite enthralled by the fact that you were a pop star, but you were articulate as well, as if the two somehow didn't seem to go together.
Well, they don't, do they?
Well, sometimes they do. They are this morning. But there was that. It was very strange, and also, though, more than that, it was your honesty. You used to take people aback.
I think it's really that a lot of pop stars have got this thing about being anti-establishment and being like, can't be bothered, They want to be successful, but they can't be bothered to go on TV, and they want to be rude, and they want to just be kind of...
We've had a lot of
bit
that.
cred.
And
it's just sort of... I mean, I think you shouldn't bother going on TV if you're not going to speak. When I actually worked for... I did my own show on BSB, and I had a lot of people coming on doing that, and it was really boring. It's like, well, don't bother coming on. If you don't want your record to promote your record, don't bother coming on. It used to really annoy me. I wanted to slap them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just was never interested in it. I think communication is a really important thing.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
Even when
sort of
people are
time?
insulting you, and that happens,
Yeah.
you go on TV and people insult you, and you're like, but this not normally on this show, but sometimes you go on shows and they're like, talk to you like a bit of dirt. You think, why did I bother coming up here?
What's
What's her name? Who's the one that's really bad?
Who
takes over for Wogan? Sue Lawley.
What did the Yanks make of you, though? I would imagine that they would have thought you were wonderful.
Actually, they could also be quite sarcastic, but it's kind of in the beginning I used to enjoy the arguments and
Sure.
sort of just the kind of battle, but as I got on, I just used to get really bored with it.
Yeah, and also because you were wearing a dress, they probably didn't quite know how to cope with that. Maybe.
The Australians are the rudest, though.
Are they?
Yeah. They asked you if I like
Wonderful people. Might be some jobs out there. Listen, Kim and George, thanks for joining us in a minute. We'll chat to you more later. But right now, we must, in the immortal words of independent television, take a break.